Hey you, let's talk about some of the things that keep you from pushing forward, that keep you from getting started on your blog. First of all, know that you are so not alone. I hear this from so many people. Oh, I thought about starting a blog, but I just don't know where to start. Or, I started a blog, but I don't know how to get it moved over to that host. And, there's just so many things that can keep us from moving forward or getting started. And what this video is about is to encourage you and help you and find ways to overcome those. I totally get it. When I first started blogging, I was lucky enough to have a friend that was she was tech savvy, and she could help me when I reached those mountains or molehills that I felt I was stuck on. And with her help, she helped me move past those things. So I was very lucky in that department. But guys, I want to be that friend for you. I really want to be that friend for you to either encourage or to give you the tools to move past them. So one of the first things that I want to talk to you about is baby steps. I talk about baby steps a lot with my blogging students, or even in just life. In my Creating Your Happy videos and blog posts on my blog, I talk about baby steps a lot because I do baby steps in my life, and it's amazing what I can accomplish when I start small. For instance, if you were like me, I'm a mom of 2 little boys, and there are a lot of times where I sit down to do something and then I get interrupted because they're fighting in the back room or because the noodles boiled over on the stove. So what I do is I sit down with the mindset of baby steps. Start with this and don't feel like I have to conquer it all and I have to write the most amazing, most viral blog post in the whole world. I start with baby steps, and that way when I don't have these huge expectations in my head of how it's going to turn out, I'm okay with it, and I don't get down on myself whenever I don't produce this amazing blog post that's ready for Pinterest in 30 minutes. For instance, this could be relating to you with, you know what, I want to write that blog post, but I just don't have the time. Or 2, I want to write that blog post, but you know what, I gotta go pick up the boys, or the boys are in the other room. He's gonna be waking up in a couple minutes. Or I want to write this blog post, but I don't have the right image that I want to use for it yet. Guys, baby steps. I do this all the time. What I'll do is, especially if I'm feeling passionate about a topic and I think, I'm going to blog about that, I'm going to make note of it so I don't forget it. Baby step number 1. Number 2, when I feel like I have the time and I'm feeling passionate again to write about it, I go get that note and I go, okay, here's my thoughts on it, save draft, baby step. Later, I go take the pictures when I'm feeling in the moment or I feel like I have the time, and I put those pictures in. Guys, I may have a blog post that takes a year to write because I do it in baby steps and because I want it to be good and I want it to be straight from the heart. And they're not all like that. Some of them I turn out in 30 minutes and I'm done. But I do a lot of stuff in baby steps. Now, I'm not just talking baby steps in writing a blog post. I'm talking baby steps from the very beginning. Oh, Jessica, I've been wanting to start a blog for a long time, but I don't even know where to begin. Well, the first thing that you can do is YouTube. You could read an article. I have a blog post on my blog, 5 easy steps on how to start a blog. You start small, buy your domain, sign up for the platform, get your hosting. Start small in baby steps, and don't feel like you have to have this amazing, successful blog overnight. The next thing I want to talk to you about is it does not have to be perfect to launch it, to make your blog go live. I've heard a lot, oh, Jessica, I have it all there. I have the domain bought. I even have the theme purchased. I have it all ready, but it's just not ready. And I just want to go, in the most loving way, of course. And the reason I want to do is because it's never going to be perfect. My blog is how many years old now? 3, almost 4 years old. It's still not perfect. And you know what? Before it would ever get perfect, I would probably want to change it anyway. I will wake up one morning and I'll have an email. Jessica, I had the hardest time finding X on your blog. Shoot, I better go fix that so it's easier for my readers to find. Or the next day I sit down on it and I go, oh, that picture sucks. I need to redo that. There's always going to be something that you want to improve. Technology is going to be changing, so you're going to want to update that. It's never going to be perfect. Now I hear what you're saying. Well, Jessica, I understand that, but it's not something I'm proud of at the moment. totally get that. I was the same way. But please don't let that hold you back from launching it and taking the next step. What are you waiting for? Is it just doesn't look like I want it to look before I announce it to the world, and I don't know what I want it to look like. Then you know what you need to do? Take a baby step. Sit down at your computer, look up all the bloggers you know, get on Pinterest, find a picture that you like, go to that blog and say, I love the way that looks. That color really catches my attention. It's so me. Oh, I love how she has that on her sidebar. Take notes. Pick apart different blogs and different websites that you see. Images. Create your own mood board. Write down everything that you love. Next thing, put it all together and go, okay, this is what I want it to look like. Now, how do I find the theme or the template to match that? Go to Etsy, go to a blog that you really, really like, scroll down to the bottom and see if they have a link at the very bottom that says website designed by X, or this template was purchased from X, and go to see if you can find who built that one or who sold the template for that one, and boom, you have your look. Do it in baby steps and stop letting the things like it's not perfect hold you back. Now, once you get it to something that you're proud of and you're excited about, although not perfect, but it's something that you're proud of and excited about and you feel awesome about it, go ahead and announce it anyway. I promise you, it's not going to shut your site down because the influx of traffic that comes and checks it out. And I promise you, nobody's going to judge you on how crappy it is if you inside think it's crappy. You know what they're going to look at? They're going to go, man, good for her. One, some people still go in 2017, 18, what's a blog? Two, they'll go, wow, I wish I could do that. You know what? Odds are they're not looking at the same stuff you are. I'll look at my blog and go, the picture is uncentered. That's driving me insane. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I used that word. I can't believe I spelled that word wrong. Do you know nobody's looking at the same stuff you are, more than likely? Guys, the longer you wait, the longer it's going to take to make it something successful, which I'm sure is what you want because you're purchasing these videos and you're taking the time to watch them for a reason. Okay, so when I started blogging, I had a friend who blogged and knew a lot of the technical side of things. I was very lucky in that department. And I was lucky in that department because that was never a crutch for me. But I'm telling you, I hear it so often that is a huge crutch for people. Well, I would blog, but I don't know how to do that. And man, now I'm going to have to watch so many YouTube videos. I'm going to have to Google it to find out how to make that technical change. Outsource. Outsourcing is something I still do every single day with my blog. I outsource. I hire someone. I find someone to help me with those items that, one, I don't want to do, two, I don't know how to do, and three, would cost me more money spending the time and energy trying to figure it out and do it than it would cost for me to pay somebody or bargain with somebody to do it for me. Outsource those things that are keeping you held back from getting your blog started, created, whatever that may be. Outsourcing is huge. I have a blog post on the blog, fantabulosity.com, on outsourcing. Just head over to the blog, type in outsourcing in the search bar, and it'll take you right to it. It will help you in an insane amount if you are finding that some things are holding you back from moving farther in your business or in your blog. There's a practice that I do that I started in the beginning and that I continue to do today. I make to-do lists. And it's on my phone, and I actually make physical pen and paper to-do lists too. But I'll be going about my day. I'll be right in the middle of making macaroni and cheese for the kids, and I'll go, boom, I need to do a blog post on it. But so I don't forget it, I pick up my phone and I type it in my to-do list. I actually use Trello.com. It's free. It's a great organization tool to create to-do lists, and I can do checklists if I want, and I can check things off when I get to it. Always make notes of trigger thoughts that come into your head. When I have time, I'm going to do this, or, ooh, I should do that, because I guarantee, although I'm not close to being a senior citizen, I sure have the mind of a forgetful person. I say that because my mom and dad always tease about that. Oh, we're becoming senior citizens and we don't remember everything. I have to write everything down now. although I'm 33, I still forget stuff. And why? Because I'm busy. I have a life other than my blog. So things will just completely fade out of my mind. So making to-do lists and then coming back to them when you're refreshed and you're ready to sit down, you can check your list and go, oh yeah, that's what I was going to do. A lot of times I do this for blog post topics, and who cares if I decide later not to do it? But you'd be surprised how many times I go, oh, that would be perfect. I forgot all about that. I'm so glad I made a note about it. And the blog post turns out to be wonderful. It gains a lot of traction. It does well on Pinterest, and so on and so forth. So make notes. And there's something about crossing something off your to-do list that makes you feel satisfied, that makes you say, I did it. So making to-do list is a huge recommendation of mine to get one step further, to help you grow, to move forward with your blog. Focus on one thing at a time. That is a huge, huge suggestion for me. There have been many times that I'll be playing on my phone at night going, oh, so that's how you do that on Instagram. Oh, that's going to be a game changer. Okay, so I need to start focusing on Instagram right now. But I've been focusing so hardcore on Facebook, or I've been focusing so hard on SEO that I'm going, okay, well, maybe I'll do a little bit over here on Instagram tomorrow, and then I'll go over here on Facebook, and then I'll go, and I'm going bing, bing, bing. And before you know it, I'm so scattered, nothing's growing because I'm trying to divide my time into so many different places. And I'm not talking just social media. I'm talking about everything. Oh, I need to improve my photography. Oh, I need to get my writing skills down. Oh, I need to focus on one thing at a time and concentrate on that to grow it, to improve it. And I'm not saying like for a full year work on improving your photography and then start your blog. I'm not saying that at all. There's going to be a fine balance here, and that's going to depend on who you are, and every situation is different. But focusing on one thing at a time and just really honing in on what that is and taking it, I would say my suggestion for this is the baby steps can play into this. Baby steps on, so let's take Instagram for example. That's actually my worst social media outlet to date. I've never really gotten the hang of it. I started it late, so it's my least engaging social media platform. And so I really need to focus in on it and set some time to grow it and work on it and to engage in it. But Pinterest is my #1 traffic referrer right now. So do I really want to focus on Instagram and use all of that time and energy to try to grow something that may not ever even do anything for me? Or should I focus on Pinterest and go, that's already working for me. Maybe I need to work on that some more and improve it, and just really focus on what's working and do more of it, whether it's going back to old blog posts and updating images that look good for Pinterest. There's so much benefit to focusing on something that's already working. So focus on one thing at a time, baby steps with that, get it to a certain point where you go, all right, that's doing great, I've improved it. Now, what else is important to me? What's on my to-do, or what's on my list next that I could really focus on and improve? Because I found when I focus on a specific thing, it's incredible the growth it has, and I mean that in life in general. If I'm choosing to focus on my marriage hardcore this week for a specific reason, you better believe it's going to improve, it's going to flourish, and it's going to be amazing. When something has that much attention to detail, it's going to do wonderful things. So focus on one thing at a time and don't let your mind go bing, 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 bing. Okay, and the next thing I want to say is be inspired by others. Do not let this get you down. And hear me very loud and clear. In the beginning, I found myself looking at other bloggers going, oh my gosh, they have 10,000 fans on Facebook. I'm never gonna get there. Oh, if I just had 10,000 fans on Facebook. Oh, her photography is so pretty. I'm never gonna get there. I might as well just give up. It's gonna take forever. I don't have that much time. I don't have the money to buy the camera. Look at other bloggers as inspiration and not downers. And I know that's easier said than done, because in a world that's filled with competition and egos and just negative tones in life, it's so easy for our minds and our brains to take that route, to focus on the negative instead of the positive. The moment I found myself going, wow, that photography is beautiful. I'm going to search her blog and see if she has a blog post on how she takes her pictures. Instead of me going, her blog photography is beautiful. Must be nice to make that much money to be able to afford to buy a camera. You know, there is a whole different mindset and a whole different perspective of how you can look at that situation. There has been so much good come from letting others inspire me, allowing myself to let other bloggers inspire me. You know, in blogging world, it's easy for someone to copy you too. So that's something that you don't want to be doing. You don't want to be copying someone because you love their work so much, but you may want to look at what they're doing and go, I love their bright white look to their photography. I'm going to do that. You know, you don't want to take a picture of the same product that they have and word your blog post the same, but you can use them for inspiration. You know, mood boards, pin their stuff to Pinterest, to your own board that reflects what you'd like to see in your work. There have been many times that I've pinned just blogs because the overall look just makes me happy when I look at it. And then I pick it apart later and I go, what makes me happy about this? And before you know it, you have a whole collage of stuff that defines who you are and what you want your blog to represent and look like. So I really encourage you to look at others for inspiration. Don't let it get you down. Don't be a negative Nelly about it. Do not let this make you jealous. Do not be defeated by others being bigger than you, what you consider being bigger than you right now. Maybe reach out to a blogger that makes you feel energized and encouraged, and just send them a note that says, I just want to let you know, thank you so much for inspiring me. I just truly love coming to your blog, looking at your photos, reading your content, looking at your crafts, fixing your recipes. Just thank you so much for what you do. And you may be surprised that they'll write back and say, thank you so much for the sweet email. You know what? There's this, and I just love what I do. And because I do this, it just really helped this. You'll never know what you're going to find by spreading the love instead of sitting there being jealous and feeling defeated. So find someone that you refer to often. If you're feeling kind of down because you saw a blogger that you know have a huge break of working with a brand, or she just gained 25,000 Facebook fans overnight, how'd she do that? Crap, why doesn't that happen to me? Reach out to that one blogger that energizes, encourages you, and not necessarily by a private email or a Facebook message, but by just going to their blog going, oh, it's just so refreshing to come here. Have that one blog or blogger to refer to and go to kind of pick you back up to feel energized. The last thing I want to talk about is to be confident. Yes, easier said than done, I know. But guys, in the videos that I'm creating on how to increase your page views, you're going to be surprised that I bring this up again. Because being confident about your blog and your work is going to spread like a great virus to others. When you're confident, when you talk about your success and you talk about the blog and whatever you're proud of at the moment, be confident with it because it's contagious. And once you're confident about something, it's going to spread and others are going to be excited about your blog and they want to share the good too. Guys, truly people love sharing good things and they love to celebrate with you. Some people not so much, but the majority of people love good, happy things. So when you're confident about it, it spreads, and guess what? That's good for you. The confidence can really help build yourself up to move on to the next level, to take that risk that, oh my gosh, I never thought I would do that, you know, in the past. It can just really help and encourage you to push forward and grow that part of your blog, or to take that next step, or to go on TV because you're confident about something and you're proud of something, and before you know it, because you appeared on TV, your blog took off overnight, or whatever it is. The moment you gain your confidence about it, it's amazing how quick that can spread, and it can really encourage you to do more and more and more. Now, I'm not saying get a big ego about it. I'm not saying post on your Facebook every day bragging about how awesome you are because you got 500 page views. I'm not saying that at all. That goes back to how you are as a person, and that could overflow into our Creating Your Happy segments and video series. But what I am saying is be confident. There's nothing wrong with being confident and being proud of what you are, how hard you've worked, and what your blog has become. Don't flood your Facebook news feed with your new blog post every single day because people are going to get annoyed and turned off. But you know what? Every once in a while, maybe pop in and say, I'm so thankful for all of you who have liked my Facebook page for my blog or who have visited. I really thank you for your support, because it's showing by you even thanking them about it or thanking them for it. It's showing that you're confident because you're talking about it. You're proud of it. It's not you going, my blog is so amazing and you should really check it out. That's not it at all. But you are showing confidence through that. Thank you so much for your support. I received more page views this month than any other month, and thank you so much. I just really appreciate it. One, you're getting the word out there. You're building up your confidence by talking about it because it's something you're proud of, and it's a positive light that others are seeing around you, and they love to share that, and they love to celebrate that victory with you. So be confident, not egotistical, not braggy. Be confident and be proud of what you have done.